Never stop learning. A long time ago, maybe some of you were infants, maybe some of you weren't even thought of, but I was in my mid to late 20s, and I'm going to be 53 next month, so that tells you how long ago it was. My hubby was gliding, and those for you who don't know, here's a learning lesson. For those of you who don't know, a glider is, for layman's terms, I'll just say what I always say, is planes without engines, planes without motors. And my hubby was, he had first had an instruction lesson several times, and then eventually he got his gliding license. And I, by the way, did not ever go in a glider. I do not do airplanes. I don't do gliders. I don't do anything that lifts off the ground or floats in the water. Now you've learned another thing about me, if you didn't already know that. And I always was in amazement. I mean, these things do not have motors. They do not have engines. And they have to be towed by a small airplane to even get up in the air. And the only thing I wish my hubby had done, and I believe he said it would have made him car sick, was to record or take pictures of the eagles that would glide with him. Anyway, off subject. I was watching him one particular day, and one of the old gentlemen that was his instructor and was a good friend of ours and liked to glide with him, he asked me one day, he's like, "Tammy, do you know this, or do you know that, or do you want to know basically the secret to life?" And even though I was in my mid to late 20s, I was still like, yes, interested, because at this point I'd almost died a couple times, since then several more times. But anyway, off another story. And he said the secret to not ever getting old is to never stop learning something new every day. Now, as I said, I've already told you how old I'm going to be and how old I was then. And I have made it my mission, whether it's something small, minute, like why do dogs not, just straight away go to the bathroom? Why do they have to do circles in the grass? Whatever, just whatever. I have learned small little minute things every single day to keep myself young-minded. I'm not ever gonna be younger looking than I am today, but always to keep your mind young, learn new things. Whether it's learning a new language, I'm learning how to apparently speak. I'm learning how to use my GoPro. I'm still learning. I'm working on it, but I am an old dog and I am learning a new trick, but I'm still learning. Whether it's learning a language, it's whether you're teaching yourself history. I mean, ever since I graduated from high school, which was in 1987, yes, for those of you, that's a long time ago, I decided that I loved learning without teachers. Like, teachers were forcing us to learn some stuff that we didn't need to know in the real world. I do not need to know how to be a chemist. I do not need to know how to dissect a frog. I do not need to know how to do algebra or calculus. I do not need to know certain things. I mean, there were some subjects in school that just were ridiculous, I thought. I understood the basic subjects, but I mean, come on. So I love learning about history, like, say, for instance, the Titanic. I didn't know the whole story. They didn't teach us the whole story. I like to learn history of the United States. Yes, it's my home country. Yes, I'm born and raised here, and other than going to Mexico a couple times, I've not ever been to any other country, but it is interesting to learn. I also think you also need to pay attention to your elders, whether they're your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins. They always hold knowledge. I was so very thankful to have some pretty awesome grandparents and great-grandparents that I got to learn from, that I got to learn life through their eyes. I got to learn about the Korean War firsthand from somebody who was there. I got to learn a little bit about Vietnam, even though those people still don't really want to talk about it. And I understand that. Who knew that children could be mean and be enemies and want to kill you? I'm being facetious. Who knew that, in reality, regardless of whether some people want to say it's a conspiracy, that we would actually have a man on the moon? Who actually knew that you could put a dog on an spaceship? Sorry, brain fart. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I wanted to share that it's never too late to learn something new, and to always try to learn something new every day. I mean, you probably learn a lot of things right now, like sometimes I'm not really sure how to talk. Haven't had enough caffeine, apparently. Being facetious again. I would really like you guys to go out and learn. That is how you don't get buffaloed. Yes, for youngsters out there, you can go and look and see what that means, how I use the term. That's how you can't get buffaloed into believing everything everyone says. I mean, sometimes you're gonna have to do like the little boy did on A Christmas Story, and you're gonna have to lick the flagpole to find out you only do that one time. And I'm sorry, that is probably one of my favorite scenes. It's my favorite Christmas movie, and maybe you just learned something. It only took me one time to learn: do not touch an electric fence anymore. It'll shock you. Another thing I'm being facetious about. Anyway, please follow me at TammyKeith710 on Instagram. Please press the like button. It doesn't cost anything, and it really helps me out. And if you'd really love to help me out, you could subscribe to me. And for those who've come for only my awesome, amazing service dog, co-star, Miss Charlie Girl, here she is. Say hi, everybody. I want to thank you, and bye for now.